Counter.
And we're rolling.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So this is a podcast.
Yeah, that
We're professionals.
totally. So, Brian,
Caesar.
you ever watch Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time, actually.
I was like super. Okay. So back when I was like 16, I want to say, I like didn't have cable. I mean, like I had cable. Like we had Dish, but we had like this really like shitty package. But like it was super cheap, and I got to watch TV, and I didn't have good internet at the time, so it was whatever.
Yeah.
So every Friday, my mom and her boyfriend at the time would like do something, and like I'd just be kind of bored. Like it's Friday, I'm 16, but I don't have friends, so I'm just like, what do I do? So I'm just flipping through the very few channels that I have, and I come across like just fucking Kitchen Nightmares, and I'm just like, I guess I'll watch this. Something to have on.
Exactly.
What I don't expect though is like I just get invested in it. Just fucking like Gordon Ramsay just fucking rolls up in this place, and he's just like, the fuck are you doing? Like the shit's fucking raw. How do you expect to serve people this shit? And they're just like, the owners are just not having it, you know?
They're not. And like every story, it's like they're so surprised that Gordon's telling them this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
really? You're surprised about this? Like, you should know from there's no customers in your restaurant. You should have a clue,
That, like, in specific, there's this one episode. I haven't actually seen the episode aside from like the clip
YouTube
of it on YouTube, but there's this one episode. Gordon comes into like this Mexican restaurant, and he sits down. The owner and the front of house manager, they walk up to him. They're all like, "Oh, hey, welcome to our restaurant," and whatnot. And Gordon's just like, "So, what do you think needs to be improved?" A pretty like simple question. Like, they call him over to help him for him to help out their restaurant. Ideally they should know what's going on.
Yeah.
The manager's just like, when responding to what seems to be the problem in this restaurant, she's just all lack of customers. And it's just like, well,
That's a
I mean,
pretty-
yeah, no shit, lack of
pretty
customers.
evidence.
Why are you lacking customers?
Yeah, like people just they don't have a clue. Like Amy's Baking Company is a perfect
That's
example.
an amazing episode.
Gordon Ramsay actually gave up on Amy's Baking Company.
And that was okay. So, in my time watching Kitchen Nightmares back in like 2011, back when like didn't have good TV or whatever, and I was just being bored 16-year-old Caesar, just watching Kitchen Nightmares. In every episode, Gordon Ramsay would just come into this restaurant, and it's like, it's too much. You people are impossible. And he always there's always that one part in the episode where he just walks off.
Exactly.
And he seems like, I'm done, just fuck this. And but he always comes back. Like the restaurant owners are willing to level with him.
Yeah, there's always that moment where everything turns around.
Yeah.
And Gordon's like, you know what, we can do this.
Yeah. But that just didn't happen.
I thought it would too. I thought it would turn around, and then it.
I wanted to see that turnaround too.
Yeah, it would have been the ultimate.
That would have been the ultimate turnaround.
Because they're so toxic together.
Yeah.
It's such a sad episode to watch,
It's definitely the most unbelievable episode too. It's like,
Right?
in the time of watching Kitchen Nightmares, you see some shit, you see bad kitchens, shit's all rotted, and the fucking whole kitchen is deteriorating. And you see chefs and owners clashing together and shit.
Yeah, you see the worst of the worst.
Yeah, you see the worst of the worst, but in Amy's Baking Company, that was some next level shit.
And it wasn't even that the kitchen or anything itself was, from what I remember, it wasn't dirty or anything. It was.
Oh,
it
not at
was
all. The
just
kitchen
them.
was
It was the people.
Yeah, the kitchen was like pristine, you know?
Yeah, like they took care of it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
It was all clean and like organized and shit.
The desserts out front.
But those dessert I told you, right, about the
yeah,
desserts?
no,
Yeah.
store-bought?
Yeah, they're store-bought desserts.
Which is insane, because that's the only thing Gordon liked at the restaurant. He complimented them on the
He did,
desserts.
like initially when he walks in, he's sitting down with them, he's eating a piece of cake, and he's all, now, if the rest of your food is as good as this dessert, there is something very wrong here. And it's like, damn, why are the desserts so good, but you can't make a fucking pizza?
Right? Like, the simplest thing. Like, how do you screw up pizza?
I mean, I could screw up pizza.
Yeah.
But
a restaurant.
I don't cook.
Yeah,
You know?
you don't do that for a living.
I don't do this for a living. I can fuck up pizza. It's okay for me to fuck up pizza.
Your job isn't dependent on you making pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, oh no, you're a dishwasher.
Yeah. There's something that I'm afraid of with dishwashing. So, one of the cooks that I work with, she said that she got her start dishwashing. And
Okay.
that's a really weird comparison, like, that's a really weird gap to jump, you know, from dishwashing to cooking. She said that one night when she was working, she went to her job doing her old dishwasher thing, and then, like, management comes up to her and is just like, hey, so our cook didn't come in today, so you're gonna cook.
Oh wow.
And she was just like, I've only ever cooked for myself.
Dang.
And then she had
They
a,
just
like,
threw her to the
yeah.
wolves.
She's been cooking ever since.
Wow. So you're worried that that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Because, like, everything I cook burns.
Have you cooked at your job? Like at all?
Once for myself.
For yourself?
I had to make a burger twice.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up the first one.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I'm like, this looks ready, and then I take it off the grill, I put it on my bun,
Yeah.
and like it's still dripping pink.
Oh no, it's like all bloody.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Thankfully, that wasn't getting served to anyone. That would have been all bad.
Yeah, like someone experienced some salmonella. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all... So you're afraid that they're gonna just like throw that on you one day, like you
Yeah.
go in for work and they're like, "Hey, Caesar, you're cooking for
Oh shit.
everyone."
Fuck, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's something that like scares me. I don't want to cook for these people.
That's yikes.
But bright side,
Hmm.
could be out of work earlier. Because like the shift that I'm on, that seems to be the shift that I'm gonna stay on, is like closing shift.
Yep.
So I go in at like 3:30. I get off at 8. All the servers and the cooks, they go home at 7.
Okay.
So for like an hour, I'm in the kitchen by myself, finishing up some dishes and like cleaning up my area and shit.
So if you switch to cooking,
I can
you
be.
got an extra hour.
If I switch to cooking, I'm out. I can leave at 7.
Nice.
I can leave at 7. I don't have to deal with like throwing away garbage.
You don't have to do any of the close down or closing up.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with any of that.
That's awesome. But it's just crossing that hurdle of like learning how to cook and stuff. But it's not. I don't think it's gonna be that bad though. I'm sure it's a lot scarier before you start.
Yeah.
But once you start doing it, it's gonna be like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
You got this. I mean, this is coming from me, and I don't cook, so.
But I don't want to cook at all, you know?
Yeah, you'd rather just wash dishes.
I mean, it's easier.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part, it's easier. Sometimes we get backed up. We were backed up today, and that wasn't fun.
Mm.
Not that it was, like, hard or anything. Just really time-consuming.
You'd rather be playing video games.
Hell yeah.
I feel that.
Any day. Always down to play video games. I will drop everything if it means I get to play video games.
Play some more Persona, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Persona's my life. You don't even know, Brian.
I mean, I feel like I don't grasp the gravity to which Persona consumes your life. You talk about it.
I do.
But I don't experience this.
Okay, let me see if I can, like, give you some understanding for my love of Persona. It all starts... I mean, technically, a lot of technicals there.
Yeah, emphasis.
Yeah, like, the first time I had ever heard of Persona was, like, back in, like, 2011 or, like, 2010. I was just, like, browsing through GameStop and just looking at all the used PS2 games because, like, I had a PS3, but, like, the games for it were, like, still kind of expensive, and I was just, like, a high school freshman,
Yeah.
and, like, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like, browsing through PS2 games because I still had my PS2, and, like, they were cheap enough, and I was gypped in terms of PS2 games because, like, I didn't play a lot of PS2 games at the time. Not any of the good ones. I played, like, movie tie-ins and shit like that.
Narnia.
Yeah, yeah, you know what's up.
I was there.
Yeah. So, I'm just browsing through all the PS2 games, and I see the cover for a game that, like, looked all, like, fucking weebish. By which I mean, like, there was, like, some fucking anime-ass looking fucking characters on the cover.
And you're like,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, this looks kind of cool.
I'm all about this.
And, like, it had a really, like, weird-ass fucking name. It was called Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. And I'm like, I'm fucking with that title. It's all weeb and shit. That's me, you know? And then, like, I look at the cover. I'm like, I can get into this. But then I looked at the rating. Like, I was, like, 14 at the time. And it was rated M.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was, like, very, like, specific on certain M-rated games that I could play.
Gotcha.
So I look on the back, and it said that it had sexual themes in it. And I'm like, yeah, my mom's not going to let me play this. So I just, like, very sadly put it back on the shelf. So that was when I first heard of Persona.
So you weren't able to experience it at that
Not
time
at that
as a
time.
freshman.
Nah.
So it wasn't until...
Much
Later?
later. I want to say the first time that I had gotten a hold of some version of Persona 4 was it was 2015. I got this, like, really random ass email. It was from Sony because like it was this message from Sony saying, you've been a very loyal customer for us. And I was already, like, pretty sketched out.
Yeah.
Because, like, the hell? Because, I mean, like, judging from the email, it was very PlayStation specific.
Yeah.
And it said, very valuable customer. And I'd never bought anything on the PlayStation Store.
Like, how could you be a
valued customer? Like, the only things that I had, like, purchased was... Because, like, the way certain downloads are queued up on, like, the PlayStation Store, they're, like, labeled as purchases.
Yeah. Oh, so, like, free downloads, too, or...
Basically, like, if you download the Netflix app...
Yep.
Or, like, the Crunchyroll app, or, like...
Okay, yeah.
If you get a...
Xbox is the same way.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. It still shows that you bought it, even though it's, like, $0 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the only things that I had purchased.
But you're a valued customer.
Years later, I found out that it's not actually, like, for being a valued customer. It's just, like, a random lottery thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still very sketched out about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, like, in hindsight, it really wasn't all that sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Because instead of asking me for more personal information, they just gave me a code to redeem. And this code was for, like, $10 to use at the PlayStation Store.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope. What can I get for $10? And I'm on my PS3, looking through all the games, and I see two games that catch my interest. One was Final Fantasy IX, the other was Persona 4.
You had to make a decision.
I had to make a decision.
Oh, man.
So I gave it some thought.
Yep.
I called in a lifeline.
Who did you... Eric? Or...
I called Eric, yeah.
Okay,
I called my friend Eric.
Your good friend Eric.
Yeah, my good friend Eric. he knows games.
He's also a weeb.
Yeah, he's also a weeb. So I'm like, Eric, I have this decision. Should I get Final Fantasy 9 or Persona 4? And like automatically he's just like Persona 4. Get Persona 4.
Just like straight up.
Just
like
straight
that.
up. Which, funny enough, I learned much later down the line that Eric has never played Persona 4.
So where is he getting this from?
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to ask him about that at some point.
Maybe he's like trolling you.
Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, like,
But it worked out.
well, there's more to the story though. So, I mean, in the long run, it worked out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So, I used that reward money to buy Persona 4 that it has to download on my PS3. At the time, I had like kind of shitty internet. So it took like a good 3 hours to download. And I had school the next day.
Oh, no.
I had class the next day, so I'm just waiting there for my game to download. I still had homework to do, so I'm like doing my homework, waiting for this game to download, all really excited. Then it finally downloads. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I have class at like 8 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, let's play this game real quick. Here's the thing with Persona 4, like the first 3 hours of the game is like almost pure dialogue.
So it's a lot of A to skip.
Yeah, but like you also,
But you need to know it.
because it's a JRPG, and like with any JRPG,
Yeah,
like you
you
really got to know the story
yeah,
to get
yeah.
invested.
Okay. So you're glued in.
Yeah, like you got to know the story. You got to like read all those tutorials because you're gonna miss a really important game mechanic.
So that first game session.
Here's what happened. I like waited a really long time so I can save. Then I saved my game,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I did not go back to that game for like a year.
Wow. Why?
Because like I was just so busy with school, and then like a few months later Fallout 4 came out.
And Fallout 4, we didn't see you for a while.
Yeah. I almost didn't go to class when Fallout 4 came out.
Wow.
To Newell's class. Very important
Oh.
history class that like you have to
Yeah.
be there to take notes or you're not going to pass.
Yep.
I almost skipped a day in that class because Fallout 4
That's
came
like-
out the night before I would have to go to his class.
That's an automatic, like, letter drop.
Yeah. Like, I really debated, should I go to class today?
But you ended up...
I ended up going to class. But, like, right after class got out, like, my two friends who I normally hung out with afterwards for a while,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool, we're out of class. See you guys, like, in 2 days. I gotta go play Fallout.
It's like, I'll see you guys in a few months.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 is out.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
But anyway, back to the whole topic of Persona. About another year goes by. It's, another year goes by. It's 2016. Summer of 2016. I get another one of those emails from Sony. I was like, man, hey, you're a valued customer. Here's another $10. Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Just throwing money at me, okay.
What can I get? And I'm looking through the PSN store again on my PS3 because I think I was playing my PS3 more at the time at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I think I was playing some game. I think I was just going through New Vegas again or something.
Okay.
But anyway, I was looking through the PSN store and I see Persona 3. And I thought to myself, like, maybe I'll get a better appreciation for Persona 4 if I play Persona 3.
Makes sense.
And at that point, like, I knew that, like, because Persona 4 had a lot of dialogue, I knew what I was getting into. I knew that I had to wait for some dialogue to go by before I get into the game. So what I do is I start downloading Persona 3, and then Eric hits me up. He's all, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, it's going to take a while to download anyway. So, like, I put my PS3 in rest mode and let it download while I chill with Eric until, like, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'd started the download at, like, 6 p.m.
So this was taking a while.
I mean, like, it had already downloaded by the time I got home and
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm chilling with Eric. We had fun. I go home. I'm like, I'm gonna try out Persona 3 now.
Yeah.
And from the minute the game started, I really fell in love with its like opening theme. I loved the song to it. Like it was this
It's a
like
nice theme, right?
it was like this jazzy kind of hip hop.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And then like the game starts, and I loved the design of the main character. Like he had that swoopy emo hair, kind of like what I rock still in like 2018.
In 2018. I feel it though.
Like he had that swoopy emo hair, and he was like, "Oh, don't bother me with his fucking headphones."
It's like listening to sad emo music
Yeah.
on his headphones. The swoop going on.
Yeah, and like this first scene where he's just like on the subway going to this new place. He gets off the subway, and once he gets off the subway, like things get weird. Like there's all these fucking coffins everywhere, but he's just walking around like everything's chill, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, whatever, just fucking swoop and fucking like emo music. And suddenly, like, something that I noticed is that while there was a lot of dialogue in the first like hour of Persona 3, right after, like, it let me like go into free roam essentially.
Yeah,
I was able to play the game.
The beginning's pretty interactive from what I remember.
Yeah, the beginning is like really interactive. You do some shit, and then like after it feels like it's told you what you need to know, it's like, oh, now school's done, spend some free time, go to a store, buy something, hang out with a friend.
I didn't play a lot of it, but what I did, I really liked it. And then my emulator crashed, and I'm like, no, I'll never be able to play now.
And then like once that happened, it was like maybe 12:30 in the morning.
And you're still playing.
Well, I had gotten home at around 11:30. It was 12:30, and then like after that period passed, I'm still playing the game. I look at my clock again. It's like 4 a.m.
It's like, where did that time go?
Yeah, like I really fell in love with Persona 3, and I don't like it. Just I instantly got hooked. I love the design of it. I love the blue melancholy feel of it. I like that niggas straight up shoot themselves in the head to summon their demons.
Yeah. Very. It's really emo.
Yeah.
To think of it.
So, I go through Persona 3. It was a really bad time for me to get into a new game. To get invested in a new game because...
Well, you're taking Newell's class.
No. This was a year afterwards.
Okay.
I started playing Persona 3 a year after I was in Newell's class. So, it was 26. It was like late August of 2016.
Okay.
Which meant I was going back to school really soon. I had just got invested in this new game. I start school next week. So I spent a lot of my time, like that week before school started, just playing Persona 3.
Getting as much done as you can.
Yeah, I remember like I really like struggled with turning off my PS3 the first night I played Persona 3 because I wanted to keep playing.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I need to get some sleep. So I go to sleep. I do something. My mom asked me to do something around the house real quick. So I did that like super quick. I go back to my room and I start playing Persona 3. I did that for like a few hours. And that's how I spent the majority of that week, just playing Persona 3. At one point I did take a break so I could clean my room.
That's wild.
And then from there on, like whenever I had free time, which oddly enough I did considering that I was in school.
Yeah.
I just got my homework. I just actually did my homework right when I got home, which freed up a lot of time for me to play video games.
When you actually do your homework.
Yeah, when you actually do your homework, when you plan out to do your homework, I did it right when I got
Yeah.
home. I didn't have enough left over for the rest of the day, so like I had nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I did all my homework, so get to play video games.
Might as well play Persona.
Yeah, and that's what I did. I played a lot of Persona 3. But then like I was close to finishing it. And I did technically finish it. I say that because I got the bad ending. And I don't know how I got the bad ending. Like, I mean, I knew how I got the bad ending.
Yeah.
I made the wrong choice. I just don't know how I made such an obviously wrong choice.
Like how you personally made that choice.
Yeah. I don't know what was going through my head. But yeah, I got the bad ending, and I'm like, shit. And I didn't want to go through the effort of, like, getting the good ending. So I'm just like, yeah, I technically beat Persona 3.
Technically.
So from then I went into Persona 4. At that point I knew what to expect. So I'm just like, okay, I'll play Persona 4. Like the digital copy that I had on my PS3.
Yeah.
And then later, I ended up getting a PS Vita for my birthday. And I got Persona 4 Golden for my Vita. And I started playing this huge game of catch-up on Persona 4 on the Vita. I got caught up to where I was on the digital PS3 version.
So you're playing both versions.
I stopped playing the PS3 version.
To catch up with the Vita.
Well, mainly because, like, I was able to take the Vita with me.
Yeah.
So while I was waiting for a class to start, I've just played Persona.
Exactly.
That was so beautiful. I was able to take Persona with me wherever I went. The same thing happened to me when I found out that there was Persona 3 Portable for the PSP. So before I got my Vita, I was playing Persona 3 Portable, like, everywhere I went. I was never without Persona.
That's amazing.
I played too much Persona through that semester.
I think you have a problem.
But, like, around the time Persona 3 and 4, around the time I was playing them, Persona 5 was getting closer and closer. So I'm like, I gotta get through these games.
You're so hyped about Persona 5.
I was way too hyped for Persona 5.
Hyped.
But I don't feel like I deserved to be that hyped for Persona 5. And I'm going to tell you why. I had just gotten into Persona, and Persona 5 was just about to come out.
Yeah.
Persona 5 was announced back in, like, 2013 or 14.
So before you were even into Persona,
Yeah.
it was announced.
I think around 2013, Persona 5 was announced.
Yeah.
And it was said it was going to come out in 2014.
Yeah.
But it kept getting delayed and delayed until it came out in Japan in late 2016. America, early 2017. It just kept getting delayed.
Wow.
And a lot of people kept getting frustrated.
Except you, because you weren't there yet.
Actually. Okay. So,
Oh,
when
it did get pushed back
yeah, when
while you were into it.
when I started getting into Persona 5, no, when I started getting into the Persona series, it was, there was a release date announced in the US already. It was going to come out February 14th, Valentine's Day.
No.
Yeah. So, I'm like, yeah, February 14th. I'm excited for Persona 5. And then it's like, yeah, it's been delayed to April 4th.
There were broken hearts everywhere.
Yeah. Which really sucked because, like, when it did come out,
Yeah.
that was the same month that Finals was.
Dang.
So, like, I couldn't really invest a lot in Persona 5.
That's rough. That's a horrible finals week.
Like, I actually, like, showed some restraint and did not play a lot of Persona 5. Like, I think in the time that I had it, or while I was in school,
Yeah.
I'd put in maybe 24 hours into the game.
For that like entire
Yeah,
like,
for that
finals week.
for that entire month.
For that that entire month.
Yeah, I showed some real restraint with Persona. For a frame of reference here, I put 24 hours into Persona 5. People on average, on their first playthrough, takes between 90 to 100 hours to get through the game.
Yeah. So you are just like not even halfway through at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's considerable restraint, considering
Yeah.
how invested you were at this point.
I still passed my classes.
Yeah, and you got your degree.
Eventually. Don't ask me how. So, boy, how's the road to your degree going?
You know, so I'm going to be graduating a little later than I had anticipated, but I'm actually graduating with a degree as opposed to just transferring schools, you know? Because this whole time I thought, you know, I don't need an associate's.
Nah, dude, you need that.
But yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why you need that. I thought I was going to be transferring too.
Without a degree?
Yeah. Even with a degree, I
Mhm.
thought I was going to be transferring.
Oh, and without this lapse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like...
Because you have to wait a little bit.
Well, I mean, you don't have to wait. It's
No,
just
but
like...
you do.
Yeah.
Like for your situation.
Yeah, for my situation, I have to wait to go back to school, and it's
Yeah.
like, shit. At least I have something, you know?
Yeah, you have your degree, so...
I have some kind of degree.
Yeah. So
It's-
for that waiting period. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
when I graduate.
I thought, like, right after I graduated from JC, I was going to go to a university. Like, right then and there, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the plan.
That
That's
shit
what
didn't
everyone-
happen, though.
Yeah.
It's like that Hannibal Buress joke. Shit didn't work out the way I thought it was.
That's why I'm applying to Starbucks. No. But
It's
yeah.
a fucking dishwasher.
Yeah. So it worked out in my schedule with the classes I'm taking and what I still need to take to where I can actually get an associate's and it's not gonna screw me up too much.
Mm-hmm.
I have to take like stats over the summer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right?
Good luck.
So I might not see you for a while during that
Brian,
semester.
I don't want to freak you out, but I'm really into math, right?
Yep.
Eric's also pretty into math.
Yep.
Eric actually took stats. Now, Eric's really into math.
Yep.
As I previously stated. He, like, barely passed that class. And he took it during a normal semester.
This is my only shot. So I'm gonna go on Rate My Professor, find the easiest professor, and
I mean,
roll the dice.
good luck. A lot of the math professors at the college we went to aren't all that great.
Yeah. No. For next semester, actually, I'm taking Math 89, and I found a professor who seems pretty lax.
Oh, for sure.
Like on Rate My Professor, she has she's one of the easier ones.
Just makes me sad that you're not taking my math professor.
I know, I'm not taking STEM math. And I'm not taking Alcantara.
No, you don't want to do that.
Oh, who was it that you... It wasn't Alcantara?
Well, my math professor, who, like, I stuck with until trigonometry,
Mm-hmm.
was Pavar. He was really cool.
Okay. Oh, so Alcantara was the one everyone's saying to stay away from.
Yeah.
But Pavar.
Pavar's the shit, though.
Okay. Yeah, it's not Pavar.
That's sad. I love Pavar.
But like, okay, so I picked a really weird time slot because I tried to leave my schedule open for Newell
Mm-hmm.
so I can, work for him.
Right.
So I had to do what I had to do.
For sure.
I don't even know if I saw him on the schedule, to be honest.
Newell?
No, at Pavar.
Oh. Oh, yeah. He might not be doing 89.
Oh, does he only do STEM?
Well, I know one time he did 89.
Yeah.
I saw it on his office hours, like on his like office window.
Oh, so maybe like
Probably did it for one
occasionally,
semester.
Yeah.
But yeah, he mainly does STEM, which like is really weird thinking about because I graduated with a degree in philosophy.
And you were taking STEM math.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I intend to
You
like
intend to go back.
I intend to go back to do physics. So
Yeah.
like
Because
like
you
I
like torture.
I love torture. I like destroying myself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get enough sleep. I don't exercise. I have a really shit diet.
And you like physics.
Yeah.
So it goes around.
I like science. I like science and weird, complex theories about morality.
And you didn't want to pick one, so you picked both.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's like that fucking, like, old El Paso commercial that got turned into a meme.
Yeah, why not both?
Why not both? Yeah.
Exactly. You should be the new spokesperson for that commercial.
For real. And, like, when I first, when I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna major in physics, too, I didn't know how to do math.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, really, like, get better at math.
Oh, to
Do what I wanted to
justify,
do, yeah.
So how did you originally pick your major?
Well,
This might be something people are interested in hearing, actually.
I don't know why. They don't even know me.
No, just like experience from people
Okay.
who've gone down this road, you know?
Well, before I started college,
Yeah.
back when I was in high school, being the fucking weeb that I am, drawing anime all day, I'm like, I want to major in art because I want to be a fucking, like, comic book artist.
Yep.
So, before college, while I was in high school, I was dead set, like, I'm going to major in art. But when I was a senior, it kind of kicked in, like, I should major in something that's going to make me money. Because, like...
Business.
No, actually. Because, like, I wanted to have that, like... I wanted to have my cake and eat it, too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I major in something that's profitable and I'm interested in. So I thought, what sounds interesting that I can make money off of? And at that point, it was psychology. That's interesting, and there's a demand.
Mm-hmm.
So
you took a psych class.
So when I started college, I was like, I should major in this, but also I still like art.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out that you can major in two things. So I'm like, I'm going to double major in art and psychology.
You know, it's an interesting combo.
So I took a psych class. My first semester of college, I took a psych class. I took music appreciation because, like, you had to. It was a requirement.
Yeah.
I took computer literacy.
Hmm.
Another, like, kind of general ed requirement you needed to take. Super easy. It's just like, this turns on your computer. What's an operating system? You know, simple shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that on my ed plan. That's
And then
interesting.
I took a psych class.
Did you have to take college,
I didn't have to.
prepare for college, whatever? No?
Nah.
Interesting.
Either I didn't have to, or, like, they just didn't notice.
And you
Either way, I didn't
slipped
take it.
by
Yeah.
Nice.
And I also took a philosophy class.
Was it like 101?
It was 101.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took my psych class, and I'm just like, this is interesting. You know.
But it didn't fully satisfy you.
Exactly. Like, it's interesting, not enough to really, like, keep me interested for two reasons. A, like, you know, like, my heart's in it, just not totally in it.
Yeah.
And also, like, it was, like, a 3-hour class from, like, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And, like, I wanted to go home.
Those can be rough.
Yeah. So, but I was still kind of thinking, this is what I want to go down.
Yeah.
But the next semester, I decided to take a few more, like, general ed classes. But I also took an art appreciation class. Because I kind of figured, like, I want to major in art.
Might as well learn how to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting class.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't that made me disinterested in art. What made me disinterested in art was because I'm a weeb, I like anime, also like video games and comics and all that shit.
Yeah.
Some people in the art community don't think that that's art, and, like, I'm like, fuck you, that totally is art.
So it's very pretentious.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So that got me disinterested in art. So I was kind of back to square one. Like, I'm in college. I'm taking these classes. What do I want to do? What interests me?
What do I want to do with my life?
And then I kind of thought back to when I took Philosophy 101.
Yeah.
Really interesting class.
So you enjoyed that class?
I enjoyed the hell out of that class. And, like, I don't... I've had philosophical thoughts, like, since I was 4, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, about, like, why am I here? Who is God? You know, all that.
You know, normal 4-year-old things. but yeah, you just never thought about majoring in philosophy, though.
Not really, because, like, the same reason that I didn't want to just major in art, because, like,
what can you do
what can I do with philosophy?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was in high school, typing out an essay, hearing my English professor my English teacher, you know, because I was in high school, my English teacher talking to another student, telling the other student, like, you have to really think about your major because it has to be profitable. If you major in philosophy, you can only be a philosophy professor. So that thought was always, like, in the back of my head.
It's like, I need to be a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Or an accountant.
Yeah. And then, like, I kind of just said, you know what? Fuck it. Philosophy is interesting. I want to major in that.
Yeah, and it's gotten you this far.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's the physics part. Like, part of it was... Part of it was, like... you know... Science is interesting.
Yeah.
And also part of it is, like... It requires a lot of math. Something that I'm not really good at. But I want to prove to myself that I can do it.
Yeah. I feel that. Because it's a challenge to you, but you want to show to yourself that you can overcome it.
Yeah.
And it interests you.
Yeah. And in terms of, like, accomplishing the math requirements.
Yeah.
Like, I had to relearn algebra. I had to take algebra in college because I was this shitty at math.
Same.
So, I did algebra.
Yep.
I passed algebra. Then I took trigonometry. Like, a real, like, hard math. Don't know how I passed it, but I did. Then I took pre-calc. We're not going to talk about that.
It's okay. You didn't need it.
I mean, to graduate with a degree in philosophy, no. But, yeah, I'm going to have to take it again.
That's future Caesar's
problem.
problem.
Yeah. But the point is, like, I had made it that far. I had never seen myself making it that far in math.
But you proved to yourself that you can.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. Caesar can do anything.
I worked in a cannery,
Caesar.
so...
Yeah, no. And that was a hard job, right?
Too hard of a job.
So, describe working at the cannery. Like what was that like?
All right. Imagine one day, like, you're chilling, and then one day you get a call from, like, a distant friend of yours, and they're just like, hey, can you help me out with, like, some shit I need done?
Yeah.
And you being the good friend that you are, you're just like, yeah, sure, I'll help you out, but it ends up being, like, really, like, taxing. Like, really demanding physically. And then, like, you're done for the day, and you're like, oh, cool. And then he's like, oh, hey, can you come back tomorrow? And then the next day after that, and, like, for 7 days a week, 8 hours a day with, like, no days off.
And you're like, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Wow. 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
So, how long was that? Like, when did you get a day off? Did you get a day off?
Not really.
No.
I mean, like, I'd gotten one day off, and it was because they were, like, hosing down the whole plant.
And they're like, oh, I guess we can't pick tomatoes today.
Pretty much. Aside from days like that,
Mm.
you were working every day, 7 days a week. 8 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I complain about the winery, but at least we got Sundays off.
Yeah.
It was 12, 14-hour days, but we got Sundays off. But
Yeah, it was rough.
You lived it. You picked tomatoes for a living
I did.
for 12 hours a day.
8 hours a day.
8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have done 12 hours a day. God. None of that shit. But some people do 12-hour days, though.
Oh, what?
I don't... I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
Like, I know with Eric, because he works at Amazon.
Oh, yeah, Amazon's a different animal.
Yeah. But, like, as physically demanding as Amazon is, I don't think it's as bad as the cannery.
Well, it wasn't just the work, right? It was, like, the personnel, too. Like, how they treated you and stuff.
It's how they treated everyone, though.
Yeah, it was just, like, how it was run.
Like, because a good majority of that plant wasn't, like, there legally,
Mm-hmm.
like, wasn't in the country legally, they could get away with treating you a certain way.
Yep. So it was less than what you would expect. At
Yeah.
A job.
I mean, it paid.
It paid. It's a job.
Yeah. I was willing to do it, you know? Like, I needed the money.
And it came at just the right time, right?
Yeah. Was able to survive off that for a bit. I bought a couple games with that money, too.
Nice. You gotta treat yourself while you're doing that
Yeah.
kind of work.
Yeah. Bought Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
I was hardly able to play it, though, because, like,
Yeah,
I was
'cause
working
you're
so often.
Working every day. I think I only saw you a couple times.
Yeah. For, like, those 3 to 4 weeks I was working there. And, like, it's not even that, like, I quit because I was done. I would have kept doing it. The only reason that, like, I had stopped was because, like, A, they kind of just stopped scheduling me one day.
Mm.
And B, I was about to start school anyway.
Yep.
And you can't work a job like that if you're going to school.
No.
Not at the times that they schedule you, because, like, that could change instantly.
You don't know what's going day to day.
Yeah.
Like where they need you, what time, and they weren't being upfront about it, so you're like there's no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so you did all you could.
Yeah.
Just they weren't willing to work with you though.
Exactly. So tell me about your job experience, Brian.
So my job experience. So I worked at Kmart for a while. You remember those days?
I do.
That was probably
Kmart.
my most interesting job. I say that because I told you about the car that was on fire in the parking lot one day.
Did you?
Like, so I was the cart attendant there, so I was responsible for getting all the carts and bringing them inside the store and stuff. So I'm like outside getting carts one day, and there's this pickup truck in the parking lot, and there's this crowd of people around it, all like staring at it. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So I like look over and it's like smoking, and then I go inside and tell like the front desk people, and they're like, wait, what? So we call the police, and like everyone's just like blocking the door and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to do my job here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was an interesting day. We also had like a lot of robberies. Like I saw one guy.
I can imagine that Kmart is
He
not
was
in a very good
really
area.
bad area, really ghetto.
Yeah.
I saw one dude steal a TV. Like I was across the store, and I just like see him out of the corner of my eye, like bolt through the exit door, and I'm like, wait, oh no, he's stealing a TV.
Something that, like, I'm surprised you, like, never really caught wind of while you were working there.
What's that?
People get shot behind that Kmart.
Yeah, which I never heard about.
Yeah.
And I never heard like any gunshots or anything.
No, that happens at night, but like
Yeah. And like no one said anything, so I had no idea.
it's probably just that normal there, you know?
It could be that. Like no one talks about it because
It
so
just happens so
common.
often.
Yeah. Which is really sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad that it's closing too.
Now more people are gonna get shot behind there.
It's like an abandoned building. An
Yeah.
abandoned Kmart.
Yeah.
Like it's even worse. Unless they put something else there, but
What can they put there?
what would they put there?
I'd say a Ross, but they already got one of those.
We have one like down the street, so I don't know.
I'd say a Didi's discount, but they got one there too.
Yeah,
you know?
we have like all the crappy stores. around
Yeah. I mean, credit to Ross. It's not that
here.
bad.
No, yeah, like,
You can find some good shit.
good
at Ross.
finds.
Yeah.
Like honestly, we need a Target, but they're not gonna put it.
No, they're not gonna put a Target there.
And like it makes Target sound like super classy, and
Yeah.
it's not. But like
I mean,
this area is like
really though.
not Target
Like,
worthy.
nah.
We need something. We need something to elevate series to the next level.
You know what it needs? Fucking Whole Foods.
I was. We need a Whole Foods.
We need a Whole Foods.
We need a petition to Whole Foods.
Be so weird. This area is not meant for a Whole Foods.
Do you think if they put a Whole Foods here, like, the area surrounding it would just like elevate itself?
That's
Like,
a dangerous question.
People would just like don beanies on their head and like
That's
start drinking tea and whatever hipsters do. I don't know.
That's a dangerous question. Like, imagine, like, you put a Whole Foods there, and then suddenly, like, the rent on the Dollar Tree right across the street goes up, and
Yeah,
then Dollar Tree
it's like
goes
a
out of
domino
business.
effect.
Yeah, and it's like, then the fucking rent on the 99-cent store across the street goes up. 99-cent store goes out of business, which, frankly, it should, because,
Yeah,
like...
it's really bad.
Have you been inside that 99-cent store? It's
Not
like...
in a while, but it's pretty bad.
I went in there about a year ago.
Mhm.
It was really bad.
It always smells in there.
It
too.
always smells like it's like
Like,
fucking
the
filthy.
floor's coming apart, and like there's always stuff on the ground. And
People buy produce from there, and it's like I don't trust that produce.
It's really weird that people buy like food. Like I get like snacks and stuff. But,
Yeah, but, like,
groceries, like
I don't trust any
Nah.
of those groceries.
yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah,
like
99
Walmart's bad enough.
Yeah. I trust Walmart more than I trust the
yeah.
99
Like,
cent
I
store.
I shop at Walmart, but like that's like a step. That's a couple steps lower.
And I mean, depending on which Walmart you go to, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't go to the Walmart here for groceries.
We do from
I
time
mean,
to
like,
time.
if it's frozen stuff, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
If it's like,
We've bought some like fruits and stuff, and they like turned out to be like rotten, and we're
Oh,
like,
gross.
"Ooh, that's not good. Let's not do that again."
let's see,
So like South Park actually had an episode. Do you remember?
the Whole Foods episode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they changed the surrounding area based on the Whole Foods coming. to
Yeah.
town.
They switched up Kenny's neighborhood, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
like
the
that,
same thing.
yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Like, first you put a Whole Foods there, then the rent on the Dollar Tree, the 99-cent store, and like the fucking cost less. They all close down. Nicer stores pop up. Suddenly,
Yes.
like, everyone else who lives in that area, they're gonna have to move out because like the rent's too high.
And we would have to move out eventually
Fuck,
because
yeah.
the prices would just go up.
Not really. That's more of a them problem, you know?
Like at the people in like the worser areas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or like the areas like by
Because
the
technically
stores.
that area like merges into the next city.
True, and we're like on the other side of that,
Yeah.
so we would be unaffected maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we live down the street from each other,
Yeah.
and all that's on the other side.
Yeah. Like it's still like down the street from us, but
Yeah,
like
but
it
it's-
merges like right into the next
It's
city.
removed enough.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's removed enough to where you don't hear the gunshots behind Kmart.
Yeah, but
Which
Eric
is real.
does.
Yeah, it's a really weird feeling. Like you hear those gunshots and it's like, what the fuck was that?
Mhm.
But like for Eric, it's just like, oh yeah, someone's getting shot behind Kmart again.
Dude, that would scar me. I feel like.
That was insane.
Yeah.
And like he's just used to it, you know.
So it was like legit a gunshot. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't fireworks. Right?
Nah, that was a gunshot. There's a difference. You know, when you hear the gunshot, you know that's a gunshot.
Yeah. Man, that's something else.
Funny story though. Because you made that comparison between gunshots and fireworks. For 4th of July, I went over to Eric's house. And we were doing fireworks. It was really funny because like after a firework would go off, you would hear gunshots go off, like trying to pass off for being like
yeah.
for
It's like,
being
oh,
fireworks.
we're just fireworks.
Yeah, that's totally
mind
not
us.
fireworks. Like they're way like too timed perfectly for
Yeah.
those to be fireworks, and they sound completely different. Eric's neighborhood on 4th of July sounds like a fucking war zone.
Eek. Yikes. It's like everyone on the block has like a Glock or something.
Yeah. It's all
man.
it's all illegal fireworks and gunshots.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like over here.
Yeah, it's not that bad over
yeah,
here.
nothing happens.
Except that one time someone tried to steal my car.
Yeah, and then Mondo,
Yeah, then Mondo found
your
him.
mom's boyfriend, went out and beat him up.
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
And that one time I got egged, walking to my house.
Oh yeah.
Like I had just moved in here.
And
into
then you
this
got
area,
egged.
And I got egged, which that's never happened to me. I've lived in worse areas.
You have too.
I lived on Crow's Landing, which is like one of the worst areas around here.
Yeah.
And nothing like that happened to me.
Nah.
But I moved to Ceres in a gated community.
And you got
And I
egged.
get egged. Like, how?
But I mean, like, if that's the worst thing that happened to you, then like
It's, yeah.
it
not
balances
too
out, you know.
Yeah. True. Like, my car hasn't been broken into or anything.
They unlocked the door too.
That's insane. How
Like
did they...
my alarm scared them off.
And then Mandu came, like,
Yeah.
Naruto running after me. Like, I'm gonna get you.
I like how we went on this far of a tangent from talking about fucking kitchen nightmares.
Yeah, we've been talking for an hour.
And we like touched very briefly on kitchen nightmares.
We did, and then it just somehow diverged to this point where I can't even follow anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna edit this at this point.
I mean, like, are we still in the trial run stage, or
What do you guys think?
leave a comment?
Don't forget to smash that like button.
Buy my merch. Link in the description.
Exactly. So I don't know. Well, I think we need to be a little more structured.
We definitely should.
Because we're talking to ourselves right now. We're not talking for an audience.
But I mean, let's think about this.
Yeah.
What if we were just like really like? No, I was gonna say let's be meta about it, but then that goes back to my whole point that I made like a week ago about how things are being too self-aware for the sake of being self-aware.
And you know, it's a funny bit.
Yeah, it's a
but
funny
it
bit,
should-
but like,
that's what it should be.
yeah,
You know, just its own thing.
yeah,
Like we can't be Eric Andre all the time.
yeah. And if we were, we'd do a really shitty job at it. Like,
Yeah.
we're not Eric Andre.
No, we can definitely do that, but it should be its own self-contained thing, and then we do the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is good experience though, because we're figuring it out.
Yeah. I just burped in your face. I'm sorry.
You did, and in the mic.
Oh, shit.
There goes our ratings.
So what do we do with this episode? If we can call it that.
You know, I don't know.
Do we release it? Do we, like...
Should I stop it?
Should you?
Should I keep rolling? What do you guys think? I'm not hearing anything. It's like Dora, like...
Yeah.
What should I do? Yeah, I don't... So, what do we do with this?
Oh,
This
shit.
hour recording?
Shit, I don't know. Who gives enough of a shit to actually hear two people talk to each other?
But you know, should that matter?
That's a good question.
Should we just upload it anyway?
I'm gonna tell you what's
we?
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen if we upload this.
Okay.
One of two things are gonna happen. Either no one's gonna fucking hear it, which there's like a good 90% chance of that happening,
More than likely.
or like our close friends are gonna hear it.
Yep.
I said two things; those are the exact same things. Like, one thing's gonna happen. 90% of people, there's a 90% chance that nobody's gonna listen to this, and then that other remaining 10% is
Our
split in
friends
half. No, 5% of that are our close friends. The other 5% are just like fucking internet random people that are just fucking like, this is fucking cringe.
Yep. And they stop watching after like a minute or so.
Like right after we stop talking about Kitchen Nightmares to go into
Like,
Persona.
what is this?
Yeah.
Who are these guys?
I don't care enough about their lives to hear about them.
Which is a fair point.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like
who knows
they don't know us.
Yeah. So we really need to think about how we go about this.
Yeah.
Because that's a good point. Like, we're not H3. We can't just talk about us. We need to talk about things that are interesting, I think.
But that idea is kind of subjective, don't you think?
It is, but we need to boil it down.
We do.
And I don't think this wasn't a waste at all.
Nah, not at all.
Like, this was fun.
This was fun.
And
I want to keep doing this.
I think, yeah, let's just do it, you know? Every Friday night.
Hell yeah.
I like this.
Every Friday night at like fucking midnight.
Yeah, maybe next time it'll be a little more structured, but
Hopefully.
not too much.
Nah, not too much.
I like the free flow.
I work better when I don't
I like off the cuff.
like off the cuff, like
Yeah.
fucking improv.
Yeah.
That's what I'm best at.
Yeah.
I don't like following directions. I don't fuck with that shit.
Heck the rules.
That's right. This was fun.
Yeah. What do you guys think we should do? Leave a comment below.
It's like the third time we've used that joke. We're not funny, Brian. We can't keep doing this.
Yeah, let's just erase everything. Let's just make Instagram comedy.
Yes.
Maybe we'd be more capable of that.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
Let's relaunch Vine.
Let's do it.
Let's be Viners.
But we can't call it Vine.
We can't call it Vine.
We'll call it Branch or something. Like, and they'll be like 5.5 second long videos or something. Like, not noticeable enough to like, but there's no like copyright infringement.
No. It should be 10 seconds long.
10-second long videos.
Yes.
All right. Branch coming soon.
Yeet.
Let's do it.
I
don't know
agree.
how to make apps. What was that?
I agree. Then there was silence.
And then there was silence. I should have just ended it right there,
So like,
but I didn't.
so every Friday at midnight, That's when these are
Every
dropping.
Friday,
That's
yeah.
when we record these.
Every Friday at midnight. You heard it here, folks.
All right, cool.
All right, and with that, we will see you next Friday.
Yeet.